Okay, everyone, welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 73. For this final part, I think I'm going to pick and choose some videos that are in the playlist that I'm more interested in. This one looks like it might be funny. In Spyrobot, AI tries to make motivational quotes. Let's see how this pans out.
Having a panic attack? Drink more coffee. Life is short. Get a divorce. Feeling like your life is a joke? Have a cigar.
Some sparkling pieces of advice there from Inspirobot. Now, I know we are in the middle of a sequelathon, but Inspirobot does smash its random posts together using AI, which is something we've looked at before, so consider this a sequel to whether that technology is ready yet.
Indeed,
This was only 3 weeks ago. Okay.
AI actually seems to be growing more unhinged. These Facebook posts which bait boomers into engaging that were once just six-fingered kids painting dogs are now abominations way beyond anything
Oh my
humans were
God.
designed to ever see. Plus, just look at some of the emojis AI thinks humanity should start using.
Lord, look at some of these. Terrifying emojis. Monsters. What the heck?
Using Clungus, Yawning Eye, Nably, Void Demon, The West. And whilst Inspirobot's been around for a while now, it too shows no sign of growing any more rational. Decide to check it out. This is the first image it gives me. Die.
Die?
Introduce yourself as a war criminal. Sue
What?
people more than what is expected of you. Don't suffocate enemies. Suffocate some guy named Steve. Focus on your breath and amputate one of your legs.
What the fuck? This is what AI is pumping out? I mean, it's not even, it doesn't even make logical sense what it is. Focus on your breath and amputate one of your legs. What?
One for the living room. It's not a cult, it's an opportunity. There's no eye and brain damage. Love.
But there is.
There's just a flying pig going to a funeral. Show buns. Let's make jazz mandatory. A caveman can be a developer, but a developer can also be a caveman. Pathetic.
Pathetic. Why is that pathetic? This is awful. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think this is funny. I think this is just evidence that AI is not good for everything right now. We're trying to apply AI to so many different things, and AI just cannot be creative. It doesn't even understand creativity. It's trying to just smash random ideas together, and it doesn't even work, right? Like, it doesn't work at all. Like, what is this?
Men are coming to get you. Look for meaning in the small things and fake your own death. Once a dentist,
There you go.
always a dentist. Parents become parents because of horniness. Gee, yeah, thanks, Inspirobot. Get bribed. Stop showering.
Get
Entrap
bribed?
Fools. Shrinking a human head to a third of its original size is hard to do, even if you understand life.
All right, I don't think I even want to watch anymore. He made an 8-minute video, but they're so dumb. They're so meaningless. I don't even think I want to continue. Those are completely awful. Right? So what is AI supposed to be used for? Definitely not that. Like I've said, we talked about this before on this very show. Okay, that basically AI should be used to automate the menial tasks that people feel take too much of their meaningful time to do. Have AI wash my clothes. Have AI clean my floors. Don't have AI do creative things that people like to do and need human meaning to do. You understand? Anyway. 50 reasons why ReviewTech USA is a phony. Now, number one, if this was a short video, I might have actually given it a chance, but it's 47 minutes long. This is a clip show. We cannot watch a 47-minute long video. Okay? That's number one. Number two, next month, I'm going to do a live react to the June the King documentary that will be covering ReviewTech USA. So, yeah, I don't think we need to watch this video right now. Okay. These videos are just like tiny little clips. Like, why will airline tickets prices skyrocket? Okay, let's try to find out why.
Want to make an extra $5.2 billion of income for your business? Well, how about an extra $6.8 billion? You see that on top of the regular profits that an airline is making with these.
The information contained in the video is not intended as, it shall not be understood or constructed as financial advice. I'm not an attorney, accountant, or financial advisor. Okay, smart of him to put that there.
These extremely high fees, and you think, man, they must be making an absolute ridiculous amount of money. However, they're not. They're losing billions of dollars. And their current business model is basically a house of cards that couldn't sustain any time of economic turbulence, no pun intended. I started thinking about this because a few weeks ago I posted this video with an older lady that was unable to mind her manners while she was sitting next to somebody else on a plane. And in that video, I said something along the lines of she paid $137 to fly from Boston to LA, and she's riding on a $100 million plane, and she's acting like she owns the entire aircraft. Of course, that
Nah.
led to people in multiple comment sections saying, $137? There's no way you could do that today. This isn't the 1990s. Which is sad, because if you've learned anything from my channel, it should be you should at least do the minimum amount of research before you talk about something, as I've roasted a bunch of people on TikTok who have no sense talking about anything and yet make videos to share to everybody. You can get a ticket from Boston to LA for $137. I jumped in the old Google machine, and here you can see the summer tickets. This is 2 months out during a normally very expensive time of year to fly, and as you can see here, $137 would actually work. And then it got me thinking about something. Delta just recorded record high, wild, crazy profits in 2023, yet they're charging $144 to
The video sounds really muffled. All right, I'll up the volume. Here we go.
do the exact same flight that Spirit is doing for $68. Now, Spirit is in financial trouble, and I talked about that last year, that if that merger with JetBlue didn't come together, that they were going to be in trouble economically, and JetBlue was forecasting that they were going to have to raise their ticket prices by, I think, like 40%.
Yeah, that sucks, because JetBlue used to be very reasonable price. They weren't the cheapest, but they were reasonable price. But JetBlue has those seats that are much bigger than other airlines. They're more comfy than other airlines, and you can even pay a little extra to get the space that gives you more leg room, which I always enjoyed. And sometimes I would get that when I flew for like Street Fighter and stuff. And now I'm actually hearing JetBlue is doing poorly. I'm like, damn, that sucks. They were like the best airline back in the day when I used to fly all over the place. So that's pretty sad.
And so that merger ended up not happening, and their stock went into the toilet, which is what I said would happen if things didn't work out. Now, the business models are different, but with Spirit, granted, after you've paid for your bag and bought a bag of mixed nuts and a water in the airport, you're paying a similar cost to Delta, but yet Delta's having record profits, and Spirit is losing hundreds of millions of dollars, so it didn't really make sense to me.
Right.
And that's where I realized this whole thing is a house of cards. You probably noticed if you traveled in the last few years that the airlines are everywhere trying to sell you their credit cards.
Yes.
And if you're like me, you would have thought, oh, okay, it's just another loyalty program. If you're buying and using their credit cards, then you're getting some bonus and that gives you a loyalty, so you want to stick with that airline. That's really what I thought it was, but it's not. These airlines are actually getting massive payouts from their partnerships with these banks. And in some cases, like with American Airlines, they're trying to renegotiate their prices and dramatically increase the profits that they get from these banks. And the airlines can dictate that and really press that because the banks are making such a ridiculous amount of money of profit on using these credit cards.
Huh.
You see, when you go to a store and you buy something for $100, they're going to charge that store a fee, and that fee might be 2 to 4%. So let's say you spend $100 at the store and they end up with $96. So that's a $4 split, and you think, oh, well, that's not really a big deal. But when you magnify that over millions and hundreds of millions of people doing it, it really starts to add up. Now, that's part of the money that they make. The rest is made when you start buying a lot of things that you can't afford, and then you start paying the 18 to 29% interest on that credit card.
Yep.
Because you just had to pay for a trip to that exotic destination for that girl you met on OnlyFans whose mom was sick and she had to get to Bali in first class for a week. So you pay for that ticket, you don't have the money to do it, and now you're making monthly payments for her to visit mom who's sick. Now, these graphs I'm pulling straight from the government, and they're tracking all the spending that's going on. Anybody can access these. But here's the consumer credit card spending, and keep in mind, this graph started in 2000. Americans are living way past what they can reasonably afford, and the airlines are profiting massively over it. And the thing is that if that bank doesn't want to play ball with that airline will say, okay, Chase, you don't want to play ball with me? That's fine. Then I'll just go to Bank of America, or I'll go to this bank or that bank, and they'll give me the deal that I want. So either give me the deal that I want, or I'm going to go partner with somebody else. And they have all the flight attendants, gate agents, people in terminals out there pushing, trying to sell people and get people on their credit card. It's an amazing business concept, but there's a huge flaw in it. When you look at this graph, you can see the default rate, and the default rate here is showing people in the bottom 10% of economic situation, and this is also showing people in the highest brackets for the socioeconomic situation, and you can see the defaults on both of them are rising really rapidly. As people start to default on their credit cards, the credit card companies are not going to be able to reasonably justify giving them a card, because if they give them a card and they spend $30,000 on it and then they can't pay it back, their credit's going to get ruined, the bank will loan them money, the bank won't loan them money, and then the whole thing starts to crumble. And
so basically what he's saying is, at least from his estimation, because he could be wrong, it sounds like he's guessing, he thinks that the entire airline industry's profits are based on credit card use, that no one actually is paying for flight with money. Everyone's just putting it on credit. But because of what's going on in our economy right now in the United States, inflation is so high, interest rates are skyrocketing, and he feels that eventually more and more people are either not going to be able to get that credit card, or they're going to default on their existing cards, meaning they can't continue to use them. And when no one can afford to pay for air travel, the entire industry is going to fall on its head. So he thinks what will happen is then they're going to have to jack the prices up in order to adjust for the fact that less people are flying. Maybe not. I mean, it's a big assumption. I don't know if he really has evidence. He hasn't presented any evidence that air travel is primarily being paid for by credit cards that are accumulating debt and no one has the money to pay for air travel. He could be right. I don't know. I mean, we've had record high number of travel this year in the United States. I just saw a statistic. They were saying over the 4th of July weekend, that was the highest ever reported amount of travelers going through our SeaTac airport in Seattle, and that basically they need to start finding solutions. They're actually hiring people to design solutions to stop the crowding problem at the airport. So the whole COVID effect is completely done. We've gone the opposite now. Now we're having record amounts of people traveling. So does that mean everyone's just racking up credit cards? He might be right, but I don't know if he has the evidence. He hasn't presented any evidence to support what he's saying. We might fast forward a little bit. FYI, I just want someone to know I did receive your $10 tip. It was Tarantula MS. Usually I wouldn't do a shout out during the video, but because this is the final part, it really is my last opportunity to do a shout out. So I just want to say thank you, Tarantula, for the $10 tip. I appreciate that very much, because that helps a lot today on a slower stream. So thank you, Tarantula. Okay. Man, I don't know. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's see if he has anything else to add or has any corroborating evidence. I'm not sure he does. Let's go over here.
it has not gone up a lot is the cost of an airline ticket. How is that possible? Well, the airlines are making billions, and that's with a B, and use their staff to sell you on their credit card because of the huge revenue they generate from it. Here's the problem, and let's start with Delta because they just gave out a huge bonus to their staff and their executives. Now, this is all public information on their website. This is by no means secret. I don't have an inside connection that gave me this information, but you can see here that Delta made $58 billion in 2023. And then when you go down here, you see their expenses is $52.5 billion. So what's left over? Roughly $5.5 billion. And you think, wow, that's a lot of money, right? It is. But how much did they make off of American Express and their partnership together with them? $6.8 billion.
Whoa! So he does have the data. They made $6.8 billion from its partnership with American Express last year, despite restricting luxury lounge access for Amex cardholders who pay $695 a year, helping profits almost triple. But that means that all their profits are from the credit card companies. All of them.
So if they didn't have that deal, they would have lost over $1 billion. Wow. Okay, so maybe Delta didn't do it right. Maybe that's a fluke, right? Well, let's see. Here's American Airlines financials from 2023. Almost $53 billion in revenue. Their expenses, almost $50 billion, leaving only $3 billion left over in overall profit. $3 billion, pretty good, right? How much did they make on their deal with the credit cards? Well, they only made a measly $5.2 billion off of their deal with their credit cards. So if you're taking away them selling you credit cards, they would have actually lost $2 billion.
So he's right. if the credit card deals and if the industry tanks because no one can get credit anymore, no one will be able to afford airline travel, and they're going to have to raise the price of tickets again.
Now, I couldn't find the numbers for United. For some reason, Chase doesn't seem to want it to be known how much United made over their deal, but almost $54 billion in revenue, almost $50 billion in costs, and so they have $4 billion left over. So Delta made almost $7 billion, American made over $5 billion. My guess is that United came in somewhere in the middle of that, so they would have probably lost $1 billion or maybe a little bit more on their airline as well without the credit cards. So, Kelsey, why should I care? These airlines are being able to allow me to fly really cheap, and if I don't use a credit card, it doesn't really matter to me, right? So why should I even care? Great point. Well, as these default rates continue to go on credit cards, people will start getting denied. And as they start getting denied, these big payouts from the credit card companies are going to start to disappear. And as people start to lose their jobs, because it's just the natural flow with the way the governments have set up the economies right now, as people start to lose their jobs, they're not going to be able to pay on their credit cards, or they're not going to be able to qualify for credit cards, which means the banks aren't going to be giving these big bonuses to the airlines. Now, that also means they're not going to have the discretionary income to get on all of these flights.
And so they're just going to raise the prices of plane tickets. Hey, he might be right. I mean, it's a guess, but he might be right. And it's just another thing going on with our economy. When we're talking about inflation and how bad it is and that our government really isn't trying to do anything to fix it, if you just ignore the problems, they don't go away. They just create more problems. And I think that's what's happening right now is we're going to see so many residual problems coming off of this insanely bad, inflated economy. How we can ignore these problems, I have no idea, but that's what our government is doing. They're like sticking their fingers in their ears and going, nya, 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 nya. All right, we only have a few minutes left. So I'm trying to find a video that would be entertaining in the time that we have left. You want to watch me play Sirlin? If I remember correctly, I beat him the first match, and then he beats me. He wins the set.
Shoryuken!
Again, one of the very few videos ever of me playing in a tournament. They didn't really record much back then. So this is at PAX. No, this is San Diego Comic-Con. They actually did this at San Diego Comic-Con in a ring.
Okay, once again, guys, we're excited about this crowd and we're happy about your energy, but if you could please do your best to squeeze in while you're watching the finals. If you're on the white carpet, or I don't know, all the carpet's kind of gray now. A long weekend. Squeeze it in.
Here I am wearing with D-Generation X outfit. I was DXP is what I called myself, but then they all just called me DSP anyway. The Sirlin playing Vega, I played Blanca, and I think I beat it.
David Sirlin playing as Vega. Darkside Phil has made a switch to Blanca. That's 2 Blancas in the final 8. Very rarely seen. A wide range of characters here. And again, this would be considered a counter pick. First round to Darkside Phil with Blanca.
Did you hear what he just said? This would be considered a counter pick. Blanca is not a counter pick for any character. Blanca is one of the worst in the game. They were just talking shit. They were trying to say I counter-picked Sirlin. No, I didn't. Blanca is not a counter-pick. Blanca sucks in Super Turbo.
He does a lot of damage. Sometimes has a hard time doing it. But not this round. Blanca is sometimes considered one of the characters that Vega has a hard time with.
No, he's not.
Take a look at Vega's bones. Oh, jumping short, stand strong throw. Oh, fake the throw there, didn't go for it. Right down to the wire, super combo by Blanca for the finish. Truly, folks, that is one of the most worthless super combos in the entire game. Puts a very good use by Darkside Phil there.
So now he beats me because Honda is his actual good character. And I remember, basically, I kicked his butt with Blanca, and then I just played poorly. Like, I just kept playing poorly against him. And I was salty because I've beaten him before. I actually beat him in tournament before. And this is just a case of it's a bad day where I played poorly. And I was like, sucks. Any other day I would have beaten this guy. I don't know what it was.
Let the mind games begin. Darkside Phil counter pick. Sirlin has switched to E Honda, one of Blanca's natural enemies. is on the ropes here. Blanca giving him a very hard time with the throws. Ochio throw, reversal, big smash. But Blanca right on the verge of victory. Oh, standing strong counter. He was looking for it the whole time. Match point DSP.
Yeah, match point. I had him beat, and I lose now. I choke. I had him won. Look at this.
Oh, no. Oh, he missed the combo, though. Oh, he managed to pull back into a bite. There's that super again. Oh, and again, counter with a headbutt. Oh, here it comes. Ocho with the grab. The regular. Will it be an Ocho throw? Will it kill? Does that kill? And
It's just, it's 100% safe shit. You have to be at the right angle to stop the splash, and I'm not at the right angle, so it's just free tick throws. Blanca can't get out of
come
there.
back. Sirlin with a little.
When was this? This was EVO West 2007. EVO West. So, the West Coast EVO qualifier for 2007.
Clutch play there, reaching deep inside. On a very dangerous character at all times. Standing fierce for the counter. Another standing fierce. I'm getting a little excited.
W Ocho, nice. Hey, I fucked up. That's game.
Oh, it goes
That's
straight
game.
to the right throw. Flopping around hands. Honda comes back.
So now I'm thinking in my head, I know the DJ Honda matchup so well. I'm just going to go right to DJ and I win. But now I blow it, as you're going to see. I don't know how I lost this match because it's such an easy match to win.
Only down for Japan. David Sirlin, one match. DSP, one match. Third round. Winner stays, loser goes home. DJ, another counter pick. A lot of mind games here today. DJ very strong against Honda. Countering, Honda has a hard time getting around these max out fireballs, as you'll see. DJ has a lot of counters. There it is, the slide. And again, Honda looking for an opportunity to get in there and do more of those Ochio throws. Can end around very quickly.
That's all I have to
Does not
do.
get past the
So
slides.
the first round I play absolutely perfectly. Now watch me make 700 mistakes. It makes no sense. Like I crumble. You're talking about House of Cards? Oh yeah, watch this House of Cards crumbling right now.
Round by DJ.
So bad.
Able to counter him out of the air every time.
Right on fight made a mistake. If I blocked that, I would have been fine. I tried to up kick it, but it's stupid. I should have just blocked it. He couldn't tick me after that. I would have been fine.
Oh, there's opportunity.
Now here it
Cross
comes.
up, Ochio.
DJ cannot escape throw loops either.
Oh, counters very quickly with the up kick. Oh, look at said, no, you will not be throwing me today, Disney. Good night, DJ. On the
bad.
final round. Again, DSP playing DJ on the right, David Sirlin on the left. Honda.
What I should have done there, I'm trying to do the giant cross-up dizzy combo, but Honda can just mash and get Ochio through it if you don't do it perfect. So I should just do sweep. I should just do cross-up sweep over and over, and Honda can't do anything. But instead, I'm trying to do the fancy combo. That's what fucked me
Ochio
over.
again with the hands, putting pressure. DJ has managed to regain his distance, keep him back out. Oh, the hands again. It's a very delicate match here. Hands again. Oh, DJ up in the air to counter, air to air. Sitting roundhouse. Super.
Oh! I can't believe that. That actually was insane luck. That usually doesn't work. Usually you jump over the headbutt and you can get a clean hit there, and I would have had it won. But it trades and I lose. So basically what happened was, because I kept going for the cross-up fancy combo instead of a basic combo, I blew it. Because Honda can just have this Ochio throw charge and just mash punch like this, and he'll interrupt your combo if you're not doing it perfect. So my timing was slightly off. It's my fault. I could have played that so much safer, but instead I was trying to do the fancy combo over and over, and that's why I lost it. You can see it was even down to the last hit of the last round, and it was a bad situation trade. That doesn't always happen. That trade actually, I would say if that was to happen 10 times, 8 times I would beat it clean and actually get a combo. That's the 1 time to 2 times out of 10 that it trades. It's like, what is that nonsense? You know? In reality, I probably could have beat him with Blanca too if I just rematched with Blanca. But I was like, oh, I know this match so well with DJ, and then I just make a few mistakes. Like, oh my god, why did I keep trying to do that stupid fancy combo? It was really dumb of me. So that's it. I think the rest of this video, they just show the crowd and stuff.
We could.
They're showing the San Diego Comic-Con crowd, yeah. This was the year, 2007 was the year, all right, where literally I traveled all around the country playing Super Turbo by myself. No one was with me. I didn't have Team Connecticut or anything coming with me. I just traveled around on my own dollar playing. And this was the year that, see, that was the battle. I want to say that was the battle for either 7th or 5th place, but I already was top 8. So I earned a spot at EVO Finals. They call it the EVO World. I earned a spot at EVO Finals for performing that well. I qualified, but I had already won EVO East, where I had beaten, was it Justin? No, I think it was Seth Killian who was commenting. I already beat Seth at EVO East, so I already qualified there. And I think it wasn't Midwest. I think it was EVO South in Texas. I think I made top 3 there. I don't remember if I won or if I made top 3 there, but I did really well there too. So basically, I entered all 4 regional EVO tournaments. I won EVO East, top 8 EVO West, top like 5 or 3 EVO Texas, which was EVO South. The only one I didn't do well in was the Midwest, which was EVO North. And the reason there was because they played on cabinet. And I was so used to playing on Japanese style controls and everything on my own joystick. I hadn't played on cabinets in ages. So I started playing. I was playing really poorly on cabinet. I just was not used to that setup. And I lost a lot. I got beat by like everybody there. Like I felt like it was fun, but I was like, man, if only this was on joystick. When I'm playing on cabinet, I'm getting bodied. But anyway, so there you have it. Thank you for watching DSP versus the Internet this week. I hope you all enjoyed it. Remember, if you want to be a part of the fun next week, please become a member. Ultra members, we are guaranteed to watch your video. Standard or submission members, go into this randomized playlist. I would say that was some interesting stuff that we were able to pick there. Do I ever do we react over my old fighting clips traveling to tournaments? No, I've never done that. Maybe we could someday, right? Like travel vlogs or something and react to them. All right, guys, thank you so much. See you next time for episode 74.